Hello, this is Matthew with fitlish.com, and I told you a while ago when I unboxed my Lems Primal 2 that I would follow up and tell you what the experience has been like after I've wore them for a while. So I've wore these daily for about a month now, just going around town and doing everyday things. I've also wore them for about 30 miles of running, and the experience has been amazing. I'm going to tell you, I am a minimalist shoe hound. I like every type of minimalist shoe they have out there, but I especially like these. These are now my favorite minimalist shoe, and I'll explain why here over the course of this video. First, I'm going to explain how the shoe is held up. Now, I'm sure you're well aware this has many of the minimalist shoe characteristics. Actually, it has most all of them. It's got a zero drop heel to ball of the foot, meaning it's flat. The sole is flat. There's very little, if any, toe spring at the front. That's the curl you see on your traditional running shoes, which isn't really good for your feet. It's very flexible, so you can feel the ground as it moves under you, but it doesn't hurt because it's got by far the best cushioning system I've seen in any of these shoes, possibly any shoe I've worn to date. It also has a very breathable top. These are just a few of the features in this particular minimalist shoe. Now, as I was mentioning, I've used it for about a month now. I've done some running in it. And the condition, you could almost put this back on the shelf and pass it off as brand new. Now, it is a little dusty, but that's about it. The place where the bottom of the shoe, the sole, meets the upright, the glue is in perfect condition. It's held together fantastically. The stitching has also held together very well. We have no tears in the breathable spots on the shoe. One thing I was worried about is tear out where the lacing comes, because I do lace my shoes snug. I put them on well so my foot doesn't wiggle around at all in here, and they look like brand new. This is actually a very fantastic construction. I'm very impressed with it. As I move on here, there's another thing to note. These are compatible with correct toes, which I'm holding right here. I have done some running with both the Lems Primal 2 and the correct toes on, and it works perfectly. Now, even if you don't use the correct toes, it still provides a really amazing experience, because unlike most shoes, unlike actually any other shoe I have worn, this has enough room for your toes to splay out properly. What that means is the widest spot on your foot is supposed to be your pinky toe to your big toe if you measure it. Now, most of us don't have that anymore. That's where the correct toes come into place. You wear these around to make that the widest spot and eventually grow it out to be the widest spot again. Now, you can run with those in these shoes, which works really well. It's an experience like no other, running with the combination together. As I had mentioned, these shoes actually breathe better than anything else I've ever wore. Now, that has a really interesting benefit. What that is your shoes do not stink. At least mine don't. As a matter of fact, despite running here in Arizona in the desert, it's a little warmer because it's a desert. And, well, it is drier, but with other shoes, my feet do sweat. And the shoe stinks when that happens. This shoe, I could not even get my socks sweaty. My feet felt amazing. The only thing that I have wore that even comes close to this, actually it breathes even better, is an open face sandal. Now, this is the closest shoe I've ever wore to that experience. And I can tell you, I can do some little disgusting. As I smell my shoe, I can do that because there's no unpleasant odor in the shoe right now. Now, here's a couple of my other pairs of minimalist shoes. I'm going to compare those to the Primal 2s. This was my favorite when it came out. I absolutely love the Vibram 5 Fingers. There's a couple problems. I noted these when we looked at the Lems Primal 2. They're notorious for blowing out. My sole is pulling away or tearing away from the upright here. Another thing is as you run, I don't know if I can get my finger all the way through there, but I have a hole in the shoe itself. The bottom, the sole material is almost completely wore off in spots. On this Primal 2, I've run about 30 miles, about a month worth of running for me. I'm not running as much mileage as I used to, but I cannot even tell where this sole has been worn. There's a little dirt in there, but I cannot even tell after that 30 miles. Now these, from my experience, I've had 3 or 4 pairs of them. After you run about a month, you start seeing where your sole's wearing off and blowing through on the Vibram 5 fingers. I'm not going to discourage you from getting this shoe. I happen to love it. It's a really fun shoe to wear around. It just doesn't wear physically. It doesn't hold together as well as this Primal 2 does here. And amazingly, this is a less expensive shoe. Here's another shoe. I've wore these as well for a little while. This is the Merrell Trail Glove, a very popular shoe. I had the same experience as the Vibram, and what happened after a while of running in these shoes, perhaps a month, a little longer, I had wear through all the way to the rock plate, which you can see there. You can even see where the sole has completely worn the tread off on these. Just running and wearing them every day, like I am the Primal 2 here, yet I see absolutely no wear on this shoe, which is really nice to see that comparison to the two. Now there is another shoe, I don't have it here, that is the New Balance Minimalist. I wear those as well. The sole I've found wears pretty well on those. The particular pair I have is not a zero drop though, so they don't feel as comfortable because the sole under the heel is a little thicker than the sole under the ball, pushing your whole body forward a little bit. My mom has got a pair of the latest version of those though, and the upright where it breathes has blown out. So I don't know if they've changed the materials they're working with. It sounds like they have. But in summary, this is by far the best minimalist shoe, actually the best shoe I have found in a long time. It's called the Lems Primal 2 again. You can purchase that shoe as well as correct toes, both of which I highly encourage you check out on fitlish.com. There'll be a link right across the bottom of the video where you can go get those today. I also want to tell you right now we're offering free shipping, so that might be of interest to you to save a few dollars there. I will be continuing forward with more reviews on the Lems Primal 2 here as I put more mileage on them. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put those directly below the video. And if there's anything you'd like me to test or try out for you in particular in that next video, let me know and I'd be more than happy to do that for you. Again, this is Matthew. Keep it healthy and thanks for watching my video.